Nate did it. He finally got me to do the video on 10 things that you should buy. And so today I'm gonna bring all 10 of those your way. I have been avoiding making this video for like 6 months. Nate keeps getting questions and comments from people. He's like, Kris, people want to know, what are the 10 things that they should buy? And I'm like, oh, we'll do it next month. Oh, we'll do it next month. Finally, Nate, my production manager, says, Kris, just do it. I'm like, fine, we'll do it. And I want to be honest, the reason why I don't want to shoot this video is because people want me to tell them what they should buy. And I thought, you know what? I don't want to tell you to buy selfie sticks or what car you should buy or, like there's plenty of videos out there for that. But listen, this is our wealth channel. So you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the 10 things that you should buy to produce wealth, to think wealthy, and to be wealthy. And ultimately, the 10 things that will give you a very fulfilling life. All right? So here's thing number one. First thing that you should buy is you should buy a house. Don't rent. Stop throwing rent money away. Get yourself into a property. For the average person that never becomes an investor, their house is going to be their best asset. It forces you to put money away into something. It's like a forced savings plan, and people don't look at it that way, but all of a sudden 20 years goes by and you got $150,000 of equity. And for the average person, that's more than their 401ks or their IRAs. Their house ends up being their most important asset. So number one, buy a house. Number two, you're never going to guess this one. Rental property, right? Buy real estate. I love my short-term buy and hold strategy, buying homes up everywhere all the time. And the reality is when I buy a house, I'm putting someone else's money to work, but my money works for me day and night. I'm making money while I sleep. And as cliche as that sounds, that's the truth. That's the reality. That's what got me retired at 26. So the first thing is all about just being smart and intelligent, right? Buying a house. The second one is do something that will produce wealth for yourself. Buy real estate. Now, if you haven't owned real estate, have a goal to buy real estate and make it happen this year. If you don't know how to do that, then get a mentor, get a program, do something that's going to help facilitate and make that happen. Okay, number three, might surprise you a little bit. Get a whole life insurance policy. Now, I'm going to talk about this for just a second. I'm not talking about insurance to invest in your death or for your loved ones to get some money when you die. I just do term insurance for that. But I'm talking about whole life. And what whole life means is I can take every month my leftover money and I can put it into an insurance policy that I can access. It's a high value early cash out policy. Write that down. It's a special type of policy that your average insurance broker will not pitch you to. They don't make a whole lot of commission pushing this product, but it's very intelligent for you. So every month I roll and write a massive check, automatically debits out of my account, and it will go into my whole life policy. I can borrow this money, I can use it, I can bank it, but in the meantime, it's growing at 6 or 7%. It's also untouchable. Government lawsuits, nobody, nothing, no how can actually touch that money. So your bank account at wherever you bank at is giving you a 0.25% interest for the year. This bank account gives me 6, 7% and ultimate protection. That, and I can borrow it and access it, and I use it to fund my investments and actually multiply and produce velocity on my money. Not talking about that today. It's just smart. That's number three. A whole life policy, not just whole life. It is a high value early cash out policy intended to borrow and leverage. Okay, thing number four, term insurance, right? You're not going to get a whole life policy big enough for what you really need. You could die, you could kick the bucket, so could your spouse. Leave your family better off, take care of them, and think ahead. It costs for most of us, if you're young, a tiny amount of money for a whole lot of payout if you were to have some type of untimely death. And so right now, I just know that is something that the average person needs to be thinking of. It didn't hit me until one of my friends, I actually own an insurance brokerage, and one of my head policy writers was trying to get one of my business partners to do a policy. And he didn't push hard. He let him push it off until I get a fateful call one night that my partner died in a tragic plane crash. His Cessna with four people in it. He was one of the four. 3 of the people were people I had invested into their businesses. It was kind of a tragic day. Business, personal, family loss. And as the plane was touching down, a big gust of wind threw it back up in the air, flipped it on its back, and they were instantaneously crushed, if not killed by just by blacking out. So whole life, the whole life is so that you can use it while you're alive. Number 4, the term policy is to use it in the event that there's an untimely death. We're all going to die. So do something smart about that. Costs very little money, and you're taking care of your loved ones. Okay, number 5, buy Peace of mind. Okay, peace of mind is this idea that you're going to set money aside every month. And think about this. You always have money for certain things, no matter what. Your phone bill might get paid, or if you prioritize your house payment, your rent, those things get paid. But we're not paying ourselves first. And you got to pay yourself off of the top, not off of what's left over. And so you get to learn how to religiously remove money every month and put it in savings, not for investing. This is your peace of mind, right? Peace of mind is something that you can buy. For most of us, when you get 2, 3, 6 months worth of money in the bank for living expenses, then if you lose your job, an investment goes sideways, or something happens, cancer or just something crazy, you did something about it. So many people, if you're always like, oh, I'm always behind the 8 ball, oh, I think I'm getting ahead, and then I get behind the 8 ball, that's for people that haven't figured it out, that something financially opposing is going to come at you. There's going to be something unexpected. It could be something as simple as a premium that's not charged monthly for your life, it's charged annually. So one time a year, it's going to hit you up and there'll be this bill and be like, oh man, how am I going to pay for this? Dude, you could have foresaw that. You got to start anticipating the unanticipatable. And how do you do that? By having peace of mind, by actually stockpiling and getting ahead. Now, if you're not making a lot of money and you're like, dude, Kris, I'll do that when I'm making good money, or when I finish college, I'll have a better job, or when I get my raise, when I get promotion. You will never get there. You will never do it. You have got to invest in that stuff now. So by the way, if you're check to check, here's my challenge. Come up with an amount of money that you'll take off first out of every paycheck, and you put it in an untouchable place that can grow. And it might be $10. It might be $100. It might be $200. And this is what I'm going to promise you. If you're check to check and you pull $200 out and put it in that account, next month, you won't be $200 behind. You'll still be check to check. It's amazing. When you make the decision to set a certain amount aside and you pull it out off the top, your wealth is going to increase, and you're not going to know where it went, but you're not going to be missing it if it's the appropriate amount. All right, number 6. Business. Invest in business. Be an entrepreneur. People that don't invest in business, that are just investing in their job, you can do the math on your job. And if you love your job and you love what it's doing for you, then you know what? Plan your financial future according to that job and let it do what it's going to do. Otherwise, business. Now, you got to understand something about businesses. 50% of them fail in their first year. By year 5, 96% of them have failed, right? And so a lot of businesses don't work out. But you know what? Why are we taking that risk with our money? Because there's a chance that it can do way more for you than a job ever could. The reality is that we're going to run out of working years, and you can calculate the money a job's going to pay you. And if it's not enough, it's guaranteed broken. And you know that now, so you need to do something different. And for a lot of us, that's entrepreneurship. So just be thinking, how do I set money aside for the right business when it comes along that I can act on it? Okay, number 7, what should you spend your money on? Other investments. This is really, really big. I got this from Tony Robbins. I was at his $10,000 business event. And Tony was teaching this principle. He's like, hey, investing in business is investing in you. Investing in whole life is investing in you. Investing in real estate, that's investing in properties outside of you. Investments that are outside of you can have a way higher likelihood of working out than investing in yourself. You may not be the best bet. Right now, I met a kid who in the world has taken a $120,000 prosthetic and figured out how to take it to market for $5,000 through 3D printers. That's taking amputees and giving them something. Just for a moment, think of that incredible innovation. Think of the value it's creating. I could have never come up with that. So investing in other people, that's one of the wealth principles of where I put money, is I don't put it all on me. I'm not the smartest person. There's smart people that are out there. Some people are incredibly smarter, and I'm going to take a bet on them. I'm going to invest in them, and I'm not going to put all my eggs in one basket. Here's number 8. Invest in a mentor. Educate yourself. Wisdom, learning, knowledge. You got to grow. If you are operating today off of yesterday's operating system, last year's operating system, then you're going to get this year the same results as last year, right? Like, for example, some people during the holidays put on weight, and then during spring they take it off, and then they maintain through the year, and then they do the same crap over and over again. Listen, it's a pattern. You're not changing the operating system. You might be changing the strategy or the diet, but let's be honest. You're not going to get permanent, real lasting change unless you're really introducing some very different elements. And a mentor that has lived a vastly different life, has already created what you want, is a good person to look towards for, hey, help me break my patterns, dissolve them, annihilate them, and then move on with something more productive. Invest in yourself. The real estate between your ears is always going to be the best investment you can make. Which is why some people will actually say, hey, Kris, can I hire you to teach me how to do lease options? Will you show me how to partner? Will you give me access to your nationwide deals? I do all of those things. When people click on the corner, they go to my website. These are tools that I give them. But that's the only way that I know how to help you. And there's other people that know how to help you in their ways. So invest in yourself. Number 9, it's going to surprise you a little bit. Invest in experiences, right? Buy experiences. Maybe it's doing hella snowboarding, hella skiing, or maybe it's going off and traveling to the other side of the world. Maybe it's having some crazy, and by the way, you don't have to pay lots of money for crazy experience, but you got to experience life novel and new and fresh and keep it hip and happening. And you do that by investing in experiences. When my wife and I first got married, I come from a line where my parents would argue about money, and my mom would always tell my dad, "You never took me anywhere." I'll tell you something. You have the ability to break whatever patterns you don't want to be seeing happening if you take action on them right now. And my wife and I, we decided back in 2003, we first got married, we're going to start off this marriage and we're going to blow our entire tax refund and we're going to go to Cancun. And we did. Since then, we've been able to visit dozens of other countries around the world and see the world. We've made it a priority. Traveling has expanded my views of the world, has taught me so much. I've learned so much, and I've experienced so much. Don't just be the hoarder that's putting it all away that isn't actually getting the experience of life. And there's a way to get a little bit of that every single day. So for me, that's what I love to invest in. I love to invest in experience. I want to see what I haven't seen. I want to smell what I haven't smelled. I want to experience what I haven't experienced. That's number 9. Okay, and number 10 goes along with it. Purpose. What should you buy? Buy your purpose. Now, I'm not saying go on to Amazon.com and look up what's my purpose and then check out. I'm talking about get clear every day a little bit more on who you are, what lights you up inside, and pour money into that. By the way, whether that's consuming money or whether that's investing money, again, that's about fulfillment. What are the 10 things for you to have a fulfilling life, not just a smart investment life or I'm building wealth life. I'm talking about a good life, a happy life, a rockstar life, an amazing life. Invest in your purpose. So every day as you just ask those questions, who am I? What am I learning? What are the breadcrumbs? Don't wait till it's all revealed, because I don't know if that'll ever happen. It's not going to come out on tablets. But today, you know everything that you need to know to take action with your purpose. When? Today. So invest in your purpose. Your purpose might ask for money here, or travel here, or go here, or do this, or buy this. And you know what? At the end of the day, I don't want to take a pile of money to my grave. I want to take a full life to my grave. So friends, those are my top 10 things that you should buy. These are wealth channels, so it's money-centric, it's wealth-centric, but ultimately, it's about taking this one amazing life and living limitless. This is your masterpiece life. Only you can make it a masterpiece. And I believe that these 10 musts will help make that happen. And those, my friends, are the 10 things that you should buy. I hope you enjoyed watching today's video. We got a lot more coming your way. Make sure that you do subscribe, ring the bell so that we can keep notifying you about all of that. And remember, if you're interested in how you can implement some of the options you've heard about today, and you're wondering, where do I start or where can I learn about that? Then make sure you click the link, come onto our website. We got all sorts of goodies and gifts on how we can help you get launched with your next level of successful investing.